Oh, hey, it's gonna take me a second to get all of my things. It's gonna take you a second to get here anyway. And you can tell me if the mic is working. Wait. Turn sound off. Get all of my, okay, I think the sound is working. That's it. That's all we need to do. Okay, we pop the chat out. I want to make sure I see everybody. How's everybody doing? I know it's going to take a second. You got a little bit of a delay here, but we are going to be talking about wedding photography. That's what we're doing. And you may have noticed, hey, James, how you doing? Hey, faithful pastor, wonderful. Ooh, watching from Zimbabwe. What's going on, Tauya? Is that how you pronounce your name? Am I close? Hey, Snapbase. Hey, se escucha bien. Perfecto. Entonces vamos a empezar en español. Everyone else is gonna be like, what? No. Hey, Abby. Hey, Charles. How you doing? Good. Everything's good. I might be a little overexposed, but I feel like that's okay. All right. So we are talking about wedding photography. It's wedding photography Q&A. So start asking some questions in there. We will get to them when we get to them. I want to talk about really wedding and portrait photography, but mostly this is for us wedding photographers who are dying right now. Raise your hand if you are dying right now. I have a wedding on Saturday and then Monday, and then I fly to WPPI and then have another one on Sunday and Monday. That's my life right now. Anyway, okay. Hey, the Colony, Texas here. Hey, what's going on? Oh, thanks, Yazvaldi. I really appreciate that. Especially since I'm kind of like, oh, I'm just talking about how we're dying from everything. So anyway, so get any wedding photography or photography related questions ready, because what we're talking about is wedding photography, because you may have noticed at the video, because of the video that I released this morning, I have created brand new wedding photography guides. Everything you need to know about wedding photography. Now, I'm curious if any of you have my lighting guides, my flash photography lighting guides, because they're the same format. So if you have them, and a lot of you have them, if you have them, you will know what these are like. These are, oh gosh, they're just next level tech. Every time I go to explain these, I kind of have like a brain pause, and there's nothing for me to compare them to. So I just have to tell you what they're like. You have to go look at the video to see it. But they are a ton of different videos, a bazillion videos in there, but they're searchable. So you want to know how to pose a bride, right? Need some pose ideas, need something to do this weekend. Your options are to either buy a course on posing a bride, right? And then there's 17,000 hours, which is why you bought it, because that seemed like a great value for the amount of money you were paying. But then you never watch it, and skimming through it and searching through it for the thing that you need to know is impossible, and you never watch the whole thing anyway. Or if you want to know how to pose a bride, you search here on YouTube. And hopefully you get to one of my videos, but likely you're going to get to a bazillion different videos and go off in some black hole, can't find what you need, and all of that irritating stuff. The guides that I created don't do that. You type in there, in these guides, how to pose a bride, it's going to take you to the exact video, to the exact second where I'm posing that bride. Not to the beginning of the video to see if you like it, like to the second. And on top of it, the audio can be in either English, Spanish, or Portuguese. And there's subtitles in English, Spanish, and Portuguese. And the entire thing is transcribed. So when you get to how to pose a bride video, you click on transcription, and the entire transcription of the entire video is there. Now, the cool thing about this is if you're in public and you can't listen to the video, you can read what I'm saying and see what I'm doing, or you can scroll down through there and see, oh, she poses a groom later. She's talking about posing a groom, and you click on that text, the video pops right to it. It is the coolest thing. But on top of it, and this is a paid feature within the guides, I'm taking image critiques, which is really, really fun. I get so many DMs, I can't keep up with them, but I want to start helping you and being more involved. So I have a whole image critique section in there where you can send your images for critique. And I'm not going to just send you like a text message back. More often than not, I'm going to send you audio of me actually talking, or a video of me critiquing your image. So that's what we got. All right, let's get to some questions. Oh, hey guys, how you doing? Hey, Kylie. Steel Tea, best way to get started in wedding photography. As someone who's been a photographer for a decade, oh, you got it easy. You know some photographers that already shoot weddings, don't you? And you're pretty good at, a camera because you're already a photographer. Find as many different people to second shoot for. Second shooting is the best way to get started in wedding photography. Now I know people just buy a camera and start shooting all of their friends' weddings and things like that. And I guess there's a place for that. But in my opinion, that's the stupidest thing you can do. You've never shot a wedding and they just feel like, yeah, I got this. Just your most important memories to date. No, horribly stressful. So here's what I recommend you do. Find as many different other photographers to assist for, second shoot for, third shoot for. Even if it's not paid all the time, the learning experience and the networking pays back 10 times. So, and on top of it, you'll start to get a feel for weddings, see what they're like, see what these photographers do that you do like and what you don't like, and then eventually start building your own stuff and, making your own bookings. And the other thing is you'll be expanding your network. So when these photographers aren't available, maybe they'll think of you and send you some work. So spread it around, right? Charles Miller, what to do when the couple ghosts you right before the wedding? Where's the rest of the story? I want to hear the rest of the story. Did they pay you? Like, what did they pay you? If they paid your deposit, like, did you do their engagement session? Did they say anything to you about their engagement pictures? Or like, tell me things. Tell me more of the story. Okay. Oh, Steely, you have the guides. Fantastic. So you know what these wedding guides are like because you have the lighting guides. So the wedding guides is just all about wedding photography. And now you'll be able to have that quick information grab so you can get inspiration or learn a new skill that you can apply to this weekend's wedding, not, when you're done watching a 1,700,000 hour course. Okay, B-Wise, I'm getting back into the wedding game. I'm using my 20D for now. What lens should I use until I'm able to upgrade to a better camera? Ooh, the 20D. I recently used the wedding day to do a fun shootout. I'll have that come out on my YouTube channel. I shot with Dennis Reggie, who, if you don't know who Dennis Reggie is, he is the reason why so many of us became photographers. Him and Joe Busink were always my favorites. Joe Busink I did love a little more, I'm not gonna lie, but that was just because I enjoy his stories. Anyway, so Joe Busink and I used a 10D, which was my first digital camera when I started shooting weddings with it. So the lens I would recommend for that is probably get your hands on a prime. A 50mm 1.4 would be great on that camera. That's what I would recommend. And that's a great lens that's not going to break your bank like the 1.2 will. You'll probably find some used even. So do that. Hey, Marvin, how you doing? Hey, No Shoe. Teco. Do you implement custom camera profiles or the in-camera defaults? I use standard. And the reason is I used to actually do standard and lower the contrast. And I might start doing that again, lowering the contrast by 2. And the reason is, so I shoot RAW and JPEG. Now, the profile doesn't make much difference on the RAW. It doesn't make any difference really on the RAW, but it makes a difference on the JPEG. And with all this YouTube stuff I do, most of the time I'm showing you the JPEGs and I haven't edited them at all because I just don't have time. I know, sorry. But I know you guys are used to seeing perfectly edited photos here on YouTube. You're getting the raw stuff from me. So I show it here. So I use the JPEGs for that. I also use JPEGs for uploading to an offsite backup really quickly once I get home from any job so that I have that just in case the house burns down. Your photos are still protected. Everything else is ruined, but your photos are protected. And then also I do same day edits. So I have my Canon R5 and I Wi-Fi the pictures to my phone with the Canon Connect app. And these are all JPEGs because I don't think you can do the RAW. So for example, let me just get to last week's wedding. So these, and now I gotta, with the difficult questions, now I gotta adjust the exposure. Okay, there we go. Coming up. All right, so these are all JPEGs. And I keep trying to look, so sorry. These are all JPEGs that I have here. So these all just come to my phone. I'm a little overexposed in camera. My photos are not, thank you very much. So that's that. I Wi-Fi the JPEGs. So the reason why I would want to do -2 on the contrast is just to get a little bit more like dynamic range, a little bit more detail out of the JPEG, because I am using them for different things. And now that you reminded me of that, I might go ahead and switch that. I don't know. Well, we'll see. Marvin, how do you deal with forgetting poses or what poses to go for? I think we all deal with that. Everyone does. Personally, I use my whole speed posing method that just has all of my, it's not like base poses. If you're not familiar with speed posing, it's not base poses. It's like a method on how to pose. My hair is doing funky things. A method on how to pose so that like you never run out of poses and you can always do things quickly. So I go back to that. A lot of some speed posing things actually can be found in the guides that I posted this morning. I posted a video this morning all about the new, everything you need to know about photography guides on my YouTube channel. So check those out. There's definitely a lot in there for posing inspiration, a little bit in there about speed posing, and then how to pose couples. And then there's a whole portrait photography section, which I haven't even mentioned yet. It is like everything you need to know about weddings, but that's mostly because there are 2 guides that have to do with weddings and 1 guide that has to do with portraits, which by the way, you can buy singly. It's under $10 to just buy 1 guide. But the bundle together, we're calling it everything you need to know about wedding photography, because anything portrait photography applies to weddings. So you have all of that in there. So that's going to be a huge inspiration for just, I have things on like the body language of posing, how to pose couples, how to pose a groom, how to pose a bride, you know, everything that's in there. So that will definitely help give you a creative boost. And the first 100 people, I realize I haven't checked this to see what number we're up to yet. I should probably ask somebody that question. Let me just send them a text. Yeah, I'll send. Kylie, I'm sending you an email. Actually, Kylie, just send me an email. I know you're watching, and tell me what we're up to as far as the numbers here. But the first 100 people that buy these guides get all 3 of those guides for $19.99. And last time we released these guides that you'll see if you go to the main store, the flash photography guides, they sold out those 100 within like 10 hours, maybe, I would say. So definitely get on them if it's something that you want. It's kind of a no-brainer, right? It's 19 bucks. Okay, let me get back to the questions here. Wendy, hello from Canada, new fan here. Thanks for being here, Wendy. Do you have a contract with your second photographer, or is it just have one back out last minute? Oh God, that's so annoying to me. Yes, I do have a contract. I actually got it from the Law Tog. Rachel Brennick, or Brenke is her name. The Law Tog. So she is a photographer that used to be a lawyer or still is a lawyer. And she, you know, sells different contracts. So I just got it from her. And one of the things in there is that if they back out, they must replace themselves. So they are burdened with replacing themselves, not me, because that's just crap right there. Jimmy Chaplin, hey, how you doing? I love the video about your prices. I hope you know the one I'm talking about. Is it the free one? Is it the free one? There is one free one about prices. And then there's the one where I actually show you how I work with my couples and do upsells, which is one all of you should have. I'm just telling you, if you're a wedding photographer, you should have this. Never heard from them. Oh, Charles. Oh, yes, the rest of the story. Paid the retainer at the engagement session, was very happy with the photos. And then a week before the wedding, they just stopped responding to my consultations for the wedding day prep. Never heard from them again. Oh my goodness. So have they paid you the final deposit, and has their wedding already passed? Oh, their wedding, if it already passed, and I mean, it depends on when it is. Gosh, it depends on when they stop talking to you. Because for me, I think it's 90 days before the wedding. If they cancel, they still owe me the full balance. And I'll take them to court for it, because I still pay all of my shooters that had held that date for me. You know, that's money out of our pockets. So Oh, that's just not cool, man. I mean, it's weird. I hope they're okay. That would be my first thought. But aside from that, yeah, no, not cool. And Jay and DJ Visuals. Hey, Vanessa. Hey. You can do RAW with the Canon app. You have to click on the settings on the top right corner. Yes, you can, but I still don't want to because I probably edit like 60 pictures on any given wedding, same day edit. And it's just too much for my phone and the Lightroom app. But I really appreciate you telling me that because every once in a while, there's just one out of all those JPEGs. And I'm like, I could use a little bit more room in editing here. So thank you. Thomas Benarowski. During the last wedding, I only made CRAW on both my cards plus MRAW on the SD card. Hey, whatever works for you in your workflow, that is all you. Oh yay, Kylie texted me. Yes, okay, so there is not 100 left. There's about 40 of the guides left at that price. So if you want to grab those guides, looks like we're going to do that whole sellout in a couple of hours on that special price. So if you want that, it's the first thing in this chat. It's the first thing that you see in the description of this YouTube video. There's a video showing it, of course, video explaining it. You'll be able to see how many hours of content in there. But it's a lot of hours of content, but it's searchable. So you don't have to actually watch it all. You can just find what you need, which is the idea. But definitely grab that if you are a wedding photographer and you need a little bit of inspiration because we're all dying this year and we just need a little boost sometimes. And education is one of the biggest things, at least in the past, when I've had burnout, that's given me the boost, trying a new skill, trying a different way to, like the toasts, which is something that you'll see in there. Oh, hey, just came from the Instagram live. That's awesome. Hey, Steel T, you're an amazing photographer, even better marketer. Any advice on that side of a wedding photographer? You know, I have always said that some of the best photographers are the ones that don't make a living as photographers because they can't market. And that is so huge. And it's a painful thing to see. I have plenty of photographers that I know that are so incredible, definitely by far better than me. And they just aren't doing a great job putting food on their table with their craft, and that really stinks. So marketing, I do have a course. If you go to breatheyourpassion.com, if you go there, I know you have to copy it, you can't click on it, but if you go there, I have a whole social media course that tells a lot. I also have a playlist here on YouTube that has a ton of marketing. I'm really big on the marketing stuff, especially when it comes to social media. It just works. It just works. Okay, Tonderi. I did not say your name right, Tonderi. Oh, it's a gear question. RF 24 to 72.8 or the RF 105 f4 and EVF 1.2. I already have the RF 335.18 and the RF 50.18. I'm trying to get into weddings in general portraiture. I use ERP. Okay. So you want to know whether you should get the 24 to 70 or get that 24 to 105 and the 85. Oh gosh. I'm assuming that's like because of budget. So if you already have the 35 and the 50, I'm going to say, and just for the sake of this expanding your focal length more, the 24 to 105 f4 with the 85 1.2, because then you're expanding it in both ways by the most, right? So it gives you more ground to cover. If I were going, yeah, that's probably what I would do. Or let me give you another option. The RF 15 to 35 and the EF 135 f2 with the adapter. That's actually what I would do if I were you, depending on obviously budget and everything. How do you set prices and what do you sell as an upcharge? So I will, anyone who knows me know I totally do this. I'm going to send you NJ-NYC. I'm going to send you my pricing catalog if I can remember the URL. All right, I'll put it in the chat. Everyone get excited. Okay, so there it is in the chat. There's my wedding photography pricing. I set it because I used to have 5, now I have 3 different packages. between those two numbers, that's like psychologically good. And then having the highest one on the top is also psychologically a benefit. And then having two that are similar and that highest one is like much higher versus just a little higher than the other two. There's a lot of psychology that goes behind pricing, but ultimately added up all of my cost of sales, meaning what it cost me to actually produce the wedding. And then I add up everything that it cost me to run the business throughout the year. So like online galleries and insurance and website maintenance and gear and things like that, divided into however many weddings I did. And that's where like my cost comes from. And then I times that times like 5. And that's where we are. I used to have a whole course on it, but I just don't have it quickly available anymore. Or do I? You guys are gonna get a lot of free stuff on this. I'm gonna give you all my stuff. While I'm looking for this, I will remind you what we are doing here today and why we're doing this live is because I just released wedding photography guides, 3 wedding photography guides that we bundled up all together. That's called Everything You Need to Know About Wedding Photography. You can click in the link in the description or the very first, who's calling? Nobody. The very first item in the chat. So, wherever you want to go there. All right, let's see if I can find this. I think I do have a quick link. Oh, I do. Here you guys go. Here's my little thing on money. You download that, it's free. Okay, so that's about pricing. But what we're doing right now is talking about the wedding photography guides that I have released. There are 3 different guides. One is all about portrait posing, one is all about wedding specific posing, and then one is about wedding photography in general. So like gear and lighting and different parts of the wedding day, the details, reception, things like that. It's all in there, and that's great and well and good, hours and hours and hours of content, right? But the key part about these guides is they are searchable. So you can search through a video and get to the part of the video that you want to be. So you search for, how do I photograph wedding details, right? The invitations and things like that. You type that in these guides and it goes not just to the video where I'm doing it, but to where I'm actually doing it, like to the minute, to the second of where I'm doing the thing that you want to know. So you can learn a concept in seconds. You don't have to watch a million hours of a photography course you've got or search a million years through YouTube to find what you're looking for. Instant, and you can use it this weekend. So that's what we're talking about. They're going very fast. Yes. The first 100, by the way, are at a discount. So you can get them under $10. All the guides are just $9.99, but we bundled this together and the bundle is $19.99 only for the first 100 people. And last we checked, there were only about 40 of those left. And since Kylie just said that, I'm going to assume there's only like 30 of those left now or less. So, all right, so that's all about prices and then what I sell as an upcharge. And then the upcharge thing, let me get to that for you because all right, we're here and I want you to get these guides and they're awesome. However, one of the best things that you can do for your wedding photography business, and so help me God, don't tell me you can't make money as a photographer if you haven't actually gone here and looked at this course that I have. This is my course all about post sales. Literally, you will double your income. I can all but guarantee it. It has doubled my income, period. So do it. Okay. Let's get back to these. Oh, I got behind, guys. Okay. Yeah, Charles Miller per the contract. Oh, they canceled 1 day before the 30 days was up for the rest of the fee. Oh, did they actually cancel though? Because if they didn't tell you they canceled, then, you said they ghosted you, but that doesn't mean they canceled. So if they didn't tell you they canceled and they left you hanging, then they owe you that money. Okay. Jimmy, I heard the Canon 50mm 1.4 is better than the 1.8. Yes, it is. If we're talking about the EF version, yeah. Anytime you get a faster lens, a lower aperture number, wider aperture opening, it's usually better in quality. Dennis Gonzalez. Hola Vanessa, qué gusto poder verte de nuevo en tu canal. Saludos de Chile. Thank you. Thank you. Saludos de Nueva Jersey. Abby just got the bundle. Yay. Awesome. Niels Ferreria Photography. Thank you for the effort you put in helping photographers. How about a guide on family shoots? I hate photographing families. I don't like doing it. I'm sorry, I just don't. And that's why you don't see a guide. However, I did do one recently. It's on Adorama's YouTube channel. So if you search here on YouTube, Vanessa Joy family photos, there's like one video that will come up on Adorama's channel. I'm wondering, oh, sorry for mistyping. So excited about getting the bundle. Good. Yes, definitely. If you haven't looked at, grab the link that I have in the description here. We are talking about that bundle while I'm getting through some questions. Thomas, I'm wondering if you are now testing the R3. Yes, I am. And I'm being a good little girl, unlike some other people who technically didn't break NDA, but they definitely broke trust. I'm just saying, I will not be breaking trust. I'm also deleting this, so only you will hear me say that. Okay, the Keto Runner, love your series of budget portraits with other photographers. Me too, and I'm so excited. We're almost done filming. I have 2 more episodes to film. Canon actually sponsored 6 more episodes of that series, so please go thank them for me. I have 6 new episodes coming out. I have 2 more to film next week. And then we're adding something really fun at the end. We're printing everybody's favorite photo. And then from the print, that's where you're going to pick your favorite photo. So I'm really excited. I have a very cool 2nd season coming with that. Mo Roberts, any advice for a part-time photographer? I don't do much marketing, rely on word of mouth a lot. I don't do photography to pay my bills, but I'm getting more serious about marketing my work. Well, do it. I do have a video on here. That is, hold on 1 second. I'll pull up the link for you. Let's just go to, I called it Don't Quit Yet. That's what we called it. That video right there, Don't Quit Yet. It's all about from going part-time to full-time in your side gig, your side hustle. Salvador Andrade, just shot my first wedding a few weeks back. Congrats. Loving all the photos, but I have a feeling they could be better. Ever get that gut feeling after your weddings? Yeah, we all get that gut feeling after our weddings. Absolutely. And the funniest thing is sometimes when we get that gut feeling, we're going home and beating ourselves up over the wedding that we thought we could have done better. Half the time, those are the ones that spend the most on like the after sales. So what you might be beating yourself up for, your clients are absolutely thrilled. So don't worry about it too much until your clients potentially do, and then you need to start worrying about it. But in the meantime, obviously, critique yourself, improve your craft, which is what this entire live is all about. The new wedding guides that are going to help you improve your craft, and are only $19.99 for the next 30 or so people that grab them. There were 100 of them, but most of them have been taken by now. So if you haven't done that and you haven't seen what these guides are, the bundle is everything you need to know about shooting weddings, but the guides, there's 3 new ones that come in that bundle. It's wedding photography posing, wedding photography in general. So like the stuff, you know, the gear throughout the day, details, reception, things like that. And then there is a portrait photography posing bundle. So all of that is in there in this guide that's only $19.99. So I would definitely grab that. If you want it, grab it now before that $19.99 is gone. Just check out that link below. Okay. Oh, wait, where'd we go? I lost it. Awesome. Everything we need to know about shooting wedding. That is it. Wendy, thank you so much. I'm going to check out gear for lighting. Looks light, uncomplicated, and portable. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I don't know why I'm saying that today. It sounds so snotty. I should stop that. Yes. Portable, uncomplicated, and light. I think that's probably the words I would use to describe anything I want with my photography gear. Marvin's grabbing the guides. Yay. Thanks, Marvin. You're always so great. Will your guide help with pro amateurs? Yeah, pro amateurs. Yes, it definitely will. If you are just starting out as a photographer, it'll be like drinking through a maintainable fire hose, because it's not a fire hose, because you can actually search within the guides, right? You can type in, you know, how to photograph a reception, and then it's going to go right to that. So you don't have to drink in the fire hose of everything before then. You can just go right to what you need. So as a new photographer, as an amateur photographer that's going pro, you will love these. You will absolutely love them. However, Even if you are experienced, I can't imagine you not getting inspiration out of these. They just have everything that you need where you need it when you need it. Okay, Mo Roberts, I need the guide. Where is it? So where's the link for it? So go to the description of this YouTube video and you can grab it there. Is there a lighter strobe frame for using flash on camera? A lighter strobo frame for using flash on camera? I'm not sure what you mean, Cooley. Retype it for me. Faithful Pastor, just one company I use to print my images. Do you use the same company or do you use more than one? Right now I'm using one. Sometimes I find things that I like from other companies, so I do use different things. I use Floricolor for albums a lot. They're amazing, Floricolor. They're from Portugal, but things don't even take that long to get to you. They're pretty great. Okay. Link in the description. Shivanks. Oh my God, Shivank Solaris. Hi, I want to start out. Is there a marketing course as well for starters? Definitely go to that YouTube video that I sent you, but also at breatheyourpassion.com. I'll actually do the stuff in there so you can click on it this time. You can grab that and grab that site, and there's a whole store in there. There's a lot on marketing, so hopefully that'll help you out. What's my thoughts on the Fuji f1.2 lens? I haven't tried that, the Fuji 56mm f1.2. I've heard good things. I mean, at 1.2, most people aren't complaining, right? What brand shoes do you recommend for working a wedding? I hate the ones I just bought. You know, that's the hardest thing. I do wear sandals a lot for my weddings. And then in the winter, I have to find a pair of flats. I'm never comfortable. I have not found the shoe I like. I just haven't found a shoe I like for weddings because I hate wearing a sneaker looking thing. Most flats don't, like, they're uncomfortable on me. I haven't found a good one. I have found a great, it's a great dress. It has a pocket here and a pocket on the side, and it's like a black fitted dress. It's amazing. It's a no sweat and it's stretchy. And they sold out of it. Thank goodness I at least bought two. Chink 21, I've got my first wedding at the end of next year. And to say I'm brinking it is an understatement. I don't know what brinking it is. I guess winging it maybe. Maybe get some guides, do some studying before you get there. Goodness. It's a sick lens. See, people say it's a sick lens. An experienced wedding photographer, Lee from the UK. Yeah, I've purchased the interactive guides as I have had a year out due to COVID and can never take too much information. Thank you, Lee. I really appreciate that. That's a great point. If you've been out of the game for a little bit because of COVID, definitely a good refresher for you. Ahmad, I want to start out in photography. I don't know what gear to get as a beginner. Oh, goodness gracious. I want to hear all of your opinions. Let's just say he has a $3,000 budget. What does he get? What does he get? I should do this. I should do a video on this. I would say if you had a $3,000 budget, you want to start off with weddings, I do recommend going right to mirrorless. So that camera will eat up a chunk. So I would probably go with the Canon RP. It's a great camera. It's nothing wrong with the camera at all. It's just gonna be less expensive for you. I think it's around $1,300. All right, and then I would get the Canon RF 50mm 1.8 and the RF 35mm 1.8. I would say that's a good place to start, and a flash. Crap, I forgot about the flash. Okay, a $3,500 budget. Get yourself a used Profoto A1, used, because eventually you're gonna buy strobes and those will talk to your strobes. Okay, yeah, that's it. That's what I think. Agree to the shoes questions. Yeah. Any suggestions on affordable and portable off-camera light for flash and portraits? I recommend Profoto a million times over for the strobe stuff, and it matches with my speed lights too. So yes, if you want it to be affordable, just get one of the older models or get it used. These lights can be beat up a million times over and they're still going to be good. So if you don't have the money to buy it new, just buy it used and you won't even know the difference. Neither will your clients. Your bank account will. So just grab I always say grab, if you could find used, the old Profoto B2s, phenomenal lights, but they discontinued because the B10 is like the better one, right? Or the newer one, there's no wires at all. But there's nothing wrong with the other ones to get you started. And then you're in the system you want to be in as you progress. Does Fro really know photo? Yes, he does, actually, despite what a lot of people think. Zeke Martin, what process do you use to collect payments? And do you send contract first, then accept payment, or vice versa? So I use 17 Hats. 17 Hats is a online client management system. They get the contract first, sign it, and then click to pay from there. And yeah, I do it on 17 Hats, or they can mail a check if they want to. I don't take credit cards unless it's after sales, because it just, you know what? I just don't want the bank taking my money. That's why. 3% is a lot. What camera am I using for this stream? Oh, well, I'm using the Canon R and my 28-70 f2. So that's where you're getting all that depth of field. And it's pretty awesome because it just eye focuses. So it's nice and easy. I am going to wrap this up within the next 5 minutes. So any last questions, we're going to try to speed get through them there. But what we're doing this live free Q&A with moi. Yours truly, my jaw hurts today. Anyway, from talking to you guys apparently, but you can grab these guides. That's what we're promoting today with this live Q&A, the wedding photography bundle that we've created. Everything you need to know about wedding photography. It's 3 bundles and 3 guides in one. 2 of them are about wedding photography specifically, and then one of them is portrait photography posing. So if you are a portrait photographer, you might just want to get that one guide. If you don't do weddings at all, or don't think you'll do weddings at all, that's great for you. And then the other 2 are wedding posing, wedding shooting, wedding lighting, blah, blah, blah. All together, I don't know how many guides are left. There were 100 of them, but now there's probably only like 20 of them left for the deal that we have going for $19.99. So you can grab that in the link below. I know you'll like them because they are searchable. It's hours and hours of content, but it's searchable content. So you can type in, how do I photograph a reception? And then it's going to go straight to a video where I'm photographing a reception, and straight to the minute I start talking about photographing the reception. And there are subtitles in English, Spanish, and Portuguese. There's also audio, English, Spanish, and Portuguese, and a transcription of the video that you can skim through and read, and then click on any part of it, and any part of the transcript, and jump to that part of the video. It is amazing. Okay, let's get through the rest of these questions. So I want to talk to you guys. Do you practice any other types of photography besides portrait and weddings, Jonathan? Not usually. However, Chelsea Northrup just broke my wildlife cherry, and we did some wildlife photography together of birds recently. I thought it would hate it. I mildly had a bad attitude, but not really. But I actually enjoyed it, and I wouldn't mind getting into that. How was my first paid gig experience? Oh my gosh, I was 14 years old and I was shooting a headshot for a friend of my mom's. I was so nervous. I charged her $50. I thought that was so expensive. And I promised her we would shoot until we found one that she liked. She was looking on the back of my itty bitty little, it was 10D at the time. I had no idea what I was doing with the lights. I mean, a little bit because I assisted my mom with portrait stuff. Anyway, she ended up liking the first photo that we took, and I kept taking more, and the first photo was her favorite. So that was it. Marketing strategies. My marketing strategies are basically social media. If you go to breatheyourpassion.com, which I have here in the links and stuff in the chat, you'll see a few marketing guides on there. Yay, Frank Miller, thank you for grabbing the guides now. Well, Roberts, how would you rate the following in order of importance? Oh, this is hard. Work-life balance, gear, education, marketing, income, quality of work, website, passion, etc. Of importance for who? Me? I guess me. Work-life balance is supposed to come first, right? Then it's all about passion, I guess, to keep it going. And then gear, and then income to support the gear. And then education and marketing is right there. And then quality of work and website. Who knew what they would be last? Okay. Do you have any advice for weddings on the beach? Don't drop your stuff. Sand is the devil. Don't put your stuff down at all. Family bride and groom poses. Yeah, there's definitely, I mean, the poses and stuff are going to be the same. What you're trying to avoid is really contrasty images, which sometimes you just can't. You really just can't. It is what it is, and you're just trying to make sure you get as much dynamic range as you possibly can, getting things in focus. There's nothing really too different about shooting on the beach, with the exception that sand will destroy your gear, so be careful. Leave your hair alone, it looks fine. I know, it's wet still. All right. Oh my gosh, you guys have a lot of questions. Let's go quick. I plan on renting gear for weddings until I can afford to purchase my own. What would be your go-to recommendations to light a wedding? First, a ProPhoto A1 used if you're trying to save, and then getting the B10s are what I use. I love them. Well, Roberts, do you do mentoring where students can send you pictures that you can honestly critique? Why, yes, I can. It's in the guides, and I only do it in the guides. So when you grab the guides, there is an additional, it's a paid feature. It's not expensive, by the way. I think it's like $1 right now. That might change. But you can send me an image right through the guides, and you'll be able to send me an image to critique. I'll send you back either audio or video. I probably won't text anything, so you'll get me personally, for better or for worse, right there in the guides. So you definitely want to grab that. The guides link is below to grab the guides to do that there. IG, what are your thoughts on using one lens on a small wedding? If I used one lens on a wedding and I'd have to, it would be this 28 to 70 f2. I'm covered with that thing. If not, yeah, 50mm is probably a good one. Tom Forrest, it seems like light and airy and dark and moody presets dominate the wedding industry. Yes, they do. Do you see this as a challenge for us offering clean and classic looks? Are you tempted to shift your editing style? I'm always tempted to shift my editing style because I'm moody, and some photos lend itself to light and airy and some lend itself to dark and moody. But I'm going to do what I want, and the clients that are liking that come to me. Yeah, ones that want, clients these days, couples specifically, they see that. They see editing a lot more than they used to because of all the filters that they're used to playing with now. So they get it. And most of them don't like, well, not most, a lot of them really like it, or they don't like it. So the nice thing is that all the social media has educated them about that, and they're going to like one way or the other, and therefore they'll like your work or somebody else's. I find it frustrating to settle in one editing style. Yeah, I found it frustrating too, but I'm just going for like clean, a little bit of whimsical, a little bit of vibrance. That's just me. A year ago, I was recommending the 28 to 70, and yes, it's a great lens for almost everything. 80% of photos are made with it. Yep. I didn't really experience wedding photographer, but could use some inspiration, so I just bought them. Thank you, Juniper Lee. That is so awesome. I hope you love it, and hope it does give you a new perspective. Are there posing tips on brides prep and portraits? Yes, I have a whole video dedicated to brides prep as well as bridal portraits. I have a lot of videos for bridal portraits because they're my favorite. Oh, my light just went out. Hi. I was using a Solix. Did the electricity go out here? Please hold. Maybe I just burnt it out, which hasn't happened before. Oh, did I burn out my light? I did. I burnt out my light, guys. Oh man, that's okay. I've got a Canon here, and we can just crank the ISO. Actually, you have to crank it that bad. Oh, that's too much. That should do it. Okay, and we're back. Sorry about that. Oh, I should probably put the auto white balance on now, though. I can't just be normal about setting my camera settings. Okay, is that overexposed? It is. 1000. Okay, and here is the EOS R at 1000. Is that still overexposed? It's fine. All right, we gotta. My light turned off. Like Vanessa, you said you were leaving. Westcott strobes. I've never used them. This is a Westcott light that just burned down on me. Not that I love these Westcott lights. I'm just saying, I have used their continuous lights. They are typically great. Thank you for answering other people's questions in here. Awesome. How do you handle the after wedding hangover / coma? That's how. yogaforphotographers.com. Oh, I didn't do the thing. http:// www. I should be able to click on it. That's what I do. And a lot of water, a lot of water. Okay, what do I use to print my work? Depends. I've got Canon printers that I have in the studio right now, and then I also print through Miller's Lab at the moment. And I use Color also. Okay, we got to the end. I love you guys. Thank you for all this. No more questions. No more questions. All bets are done. Oh, that's a question, Troy. I saw it. Okay. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the kind words here. Will you ever change gear, or are you stuck with Canon? I have a Nikon and a Sony, never used Canon. Should I try it? Camera choice is such a personal thing. It's also a technical thing if you need certain tech stuff. I can't imagine myself not using Canon. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've held other cameras. I've held a lot of other cameras, but I don't see myself changing. No, I'm an explorer of light with Canon. So I love what I love. I've been shooting Canon since the Canon film F1 and AE1. So when you love it, you love it. What's your first wedding shoot like? My first one, thank God I blocked it from memory. I couldn't even tell you. I could not even tell you. Can't decide what camera to buy. Just lost my gear in a fire. No. Do I jump from Nikon to Canon or Sony? I don't know. Did you love your Nikon? If not, then go to Canon. If you did, then get a Nikon. Okay, and last question, Frank Miller, what do you suggest for finding good liability insurance? Say cover loss, data injury, and gear. I use right now PPA. If you're not familiar with Professional Photographers Association, I use their affiliated one. I think it's Lockton Affinity, I believe is the name of it. But yeah, you want to have liability, equipment insurance. I actually just bought like workman's comp for everybody, even though most of them, you know, your shooters are really supposed to buy it for themselves. But I bought it for everyone, including auto insurance for them. So I'm just being safe. All right, we got to end this here, but thank you guys so much for joining me. Really appreciate it. I got to get some work done. I've got an album session tonight that I got to go prep for. I also need to eat something today. That would be great. Oh no, I had a pancake with peanut butter this morning. I did make pancakes. But if you have not already, please check out these wedding photography essentials, wedding and portrait photography guides that I have. It's the only thing in the link here, by the way. This message will self-destruct, but you can go take a look at the last video I did post so you can see exactly what we're talking about. I'm clearly tired, clearly lost it here. But anyway, these guides, there's no way to explain them. Please just go watch that video so you can see what these are, because you need to know about this new technology. It's going to be coming around to a lot of different people. This tech is awesome and you need to know what it's about. So if nothing else, click on that, check it out. And then if you are a wedding or portrait photographer, go ahead and grab the guides. There's a handful left of these guides. I don't know, I haven't gotten a text update yet if we've sold out of them yet, but I haven't yet. So I assume there's at least 10 of these guides left at the special $19.99 price. So if you want it, grab it. And I'm gonna go eat lunch because I'm pretty hungry and all I've been drinking is this. This is my wheatgrass water with lime. Oh, it's so gross. Okay, all right. Thank you guys so much. I will talk to you later after I find the off button, and I think, oh, it's here. Okay, bye.